Alright, welcome back guys. This is a very highly requested video that has been long awaited and very long overdue. But today, I'm going to teach you guys how to finger spin. Alright, so I'd first like to start by seeing what yo-yos are actually good for finger spins. So when looking for a yo-yo that would be really good for finger spins, you want to look for a dimple. For instance, like the yo-yo that I was showing you in the intro there, this has a finger dimple in it, and it has quite a wide gap for you to catch. This is the Basecamp Jackknife yo-yo, which is a good one. The Skiva, a lot of people, even if it's a plastic, it still can be good at finger spins. So just because it's plastic doesn't mean it's not going to be good. So the Skiva, it's kind of hard to show because it's clear, but it has something that your finger can lock into. So this is a really, really, really good finger spin. So this is a really good beginner one. Another good one is this one, which is Evan & Gow's Wedge. This is a really good one, and I think a person on here was asking if this would be a good finger spin, and the answer is yes, because it has this dimple in the middle, and it's metal. Metal means less friction, which means it'll spin for longer. So this is a really good one as well. A couple other ones, like Yo Factory Horizon. This has got a really big bowl, so it's really easy to catch. However, because it's so big, your finger wobbles around a lot. Now some yo-yos you want to look out for that aren't very good finger spins. For finger spins is like the Razor. Now the Razor, you see, has this risen edge on it. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but it has this risen dimple on the inside, and that is going to not. And also, it has engravings. Engravings catch your fingernail, and it won't spin. So you also have to be mindful of that. Also, the shutter, which has engravings on the inside on both, isn't the best for finger spins. It can do them. A lot of these yo-yos, they can do them, but they're just not really good. But again, like this one, outside, not good for finger spins. So, just to recap, yo-yos that have a dimple where it can catch your finger, or something like a cone that guides your finger to the center, are going to be really good. Yo-yos that are risen on the inside and have engravings aren't going to be that good for finger spins. So now let's get into how to actually finger spin. Alright, so how would you start? So you want to start by getting ready like you were about to throw whatever, right? But now what you want to do is you want to take it and you want to throw it like, horizontal. Not like this way. You can. Not like you're going to start doing horizontal play. But you're going to touch your opposite shoulder, right? With the yo-yo horizontal. And you want to throw it down. So you want to start by throwing the yo-yo down like this, okay? And what you want to just practice that motion. And then you want to actually start doing it. So as soon as you throw it, and as soon as it hits the bottom of the string, right, it's going to sit there and it's going to do a few UFOs, and then you want to pop it up. So in that motion, it's going to look like this, and pop it up. And then you want to keep your hand up out of the way, so that string, see, watch as the string drops and hits the side of the yo-yo. It's going to catch it, and it's going to wrap around your finger, and it's going to do that, and it's going to hurt your finger like a son of a gun. So you want to make sure that you keep that string out of the way. Now it's a lot of things to keep in mind all at once, but if you just think about it and do it step by step, you shouldn't have a problem. And you want to get a lot of power into it because it's going to be sitting on your fingers friction, so you want a good throw with a lot of spin so it can spin for longer, so then you can bind it at the end. And we'll get to that. I'm going to teach you two binds at the end. So you're gonna take it, you're gonna throw it down, pop it up, and now you kind of want to eyeball it, so you kind of want to find the top of the yo-yo here, and you want to just put your finger directly underneath that top. So think about it as like a line or like a top. You just want to go straight underneath it. Now the catching can be quite difficult, and I liked the kid Joey. So what he did, so he threw it down, and then he kept his hand out here so the string wasn't, you know, creating that slack, and he guided his finger underneath it and just came up like that. See if I can do it. Yeah, and he just kind of picked it up like that, which is really cool. So, but that throw is really important. So you're gonna throw it, and then you can either do what he did and pick it up, or you can toss it up. And that toss just looks like that, right? And when it comes up, it's gonna be horizontal like that. Then when you want to catch it, you don't just want to catch it stiff. You want to come down in that motion to kind of decrease that impact that's created. So when the yo-yo is on your finger, right, you don't want to have it stiff like this. So when you're stiff like this, see how it wobbles out? And then it's going to stop. So you want to bend your finger, because this yo-yo is putting off vibrations. And the less vibrations, the longer it's going to spin. So you want to bend your finger, and you just want to have it really loose. See how I'm bending my finger, and see how still it is? Because my finger, if you can see it, is soaking up that vibration. So my finger is kind of acting as like a spring or a suspension almost. So once you kind of put those two elements together, the throw, the pick up, catching it, and keeping your finger, loose, all that will look like this. And now I'm keeping my hand all the way out here because, again, if you leave it slack down, that string is going to catch the yo-yo, which is going to wrap around your finger, and it's going to hurt. So you want to really make sure that you keep it out of the way. Even, drop your hand a little bit to keep the string up in the gap. Alright, so now I'm going to teach you how to do two binds. The first bind is the first bind that I learned how to do because I couldn't do that lasso bind. So we're going to do the beginner bind. Now I switched up the yo-yo to my Skiva because my jackknife wasn't being responsive enough. And it was frustrating me, so what you want to do is you want to push the yo-yo out, keeping that tension. With your throw hand, you're going to bring it around your head like this, still keeping that tension in the string. And you want to keep this yo-yo kind of close to your body so it reduces the amount of slack that you can generate. So then you want to bring your hand back around your head and then bring it around this side, your opposite side of your throw hand, and then pull up. And that'll create that tornado bind. And then when you're doing that, you want to catch it, or you want to catch it with your hand over here, which will set you up for your throw next. Alright, lastly, I'd like to teach you guys how to do the lasso bind. And it looks like this. Oops. And, catch it when you're done. You want to start with the dead yo-yo. It'll make life a whole lot easier, and with neutral string tension. Again, makes demonstration purposes easier. So you want to start with the dead yo-yo, okay? And now you want to just hold it out here like, you're finger spinning, okay? So I want to take the string, right? And you want to create this motion right here. Now, I had to be really aggressive with it at first. Don't move this hand, because if you're really going to crank out that string, your hand is going to move, and then, it's going to fall off your finger, and then what was the purpose of that in the first place? So, I'd be right here, right? And I'd miss it. So, I'd be below the string. And it frustrated me. So, one day I was just like, I'm just cranking it out. I'm just really trying to get it. And then I got it, and I was like, oh my god, that's all I had to do. So, be mindful of that. Anyways, so with that, you want to keep it out here, okay? And you want to take the string, and you want to make this whipping motion. So, like your wrist is just like coming from up here, and you're just turning it down. And see that whip? You want to be really strong with that whip. So you want to take that and you want to generate it. Now, your stance is also important because in the first clip that I ever posted of me binding, I moved my hips because that created a lot more swing. When you see how that changed from just this to this. Much easier and much smoother. So I'm just kind of moving my hips back and forth. Oh yeah, we're getting our whole body into this. So you hear, okay? It helps if you don't hold the yo-yo up here. I've learned that and I still do it. It's better to keep the yo-yo down here because then you can aim for the top of the yo-yo, and since the string's gonna drop, it's gonna land into that gap just fine. So keep your yo-yo down here below eye level, usually helps. So you want to put these two motions together, and what you really want to do is you want to aim for the top of the yo-yo, and you want to make sure that your your hand gets really close to the yo-yo. Don't punch it or when you come in, but you want to get really close to the yo-yo. Like I'm talking like this far from it, because then it gets all this slack around the yo-yo, which will then entice it to bind. So you want to throw it, aim for the top, and get your hand really close to it, and that'll land you in the gap here, right here. You see that? And you want to keep practicing that motion. You know, if you go too below, if you get too far below, shoot for higher. Go higher. Or bring your hand down. If you're shooting too high, it'll just go around like that. Then you either want to bring your yo-yo up or you want to aim a little lower. So you just kind of want to play around to see what best works for you. So now we're going to get everything that I just taught you and put it into use. So we're going to throw it, bring it up, catch it, right? Go down with it, get it ready, get your hips ready, get your feet ready, get your yo-yo down, hands steady, and whip it. So I hope you guys learned something from this video. I really tried my hardest. Sorry it took me so long to get this out. I've just, moved back home. So this is all my good stuff. But I'm back here for the semester and for the summer until I have to move again. So thank you for waiting, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll hopefully be posting more yo-yo tutorials for tricks and stuff that I have waited for. So thanks for watching.